Okay, we'll start. There were a few more people that were going to come on, but that's fine. It's all recorded. Just to let you know, I mean, I know all of you. There's no new people, but I will introduce myself a little bit before we start. Is Patrick there? No, Patrick's not here. I don't know where he is. He knows the link. So, sitting, sipping my ketonics. Great, Rosemary. I love the interactive nature of the webinar. Here's mine, and I'm sitting here sipping mine. I just have to be careful since I'm doing the webinar because it makes me pee. I don't want to nick off and leave a blank screen. So there's just a bit of, I'm being very careful on what I drink today. Sakshi's here. Lovely. Sakshi's joined us. She was at our information night last night, and she's also lost quite a bit of weight, and we'll give you a call too if you're on. Yes, I've got the raspberry. Yes. Love it. You don't have it yet, do you? I've got some for you when I see you. Okay, Simona's just texted Nadav that she's not connecting. It's not connecting. If you want to send her the latest link. Apologies, we did have some issues, but this is how it is. Okay, so we'll just get started. I don't want to get too distracted by the chats. I'm really happy you're all on. And to me, you know, every one of you is a universe. So behind every one of you, I always believe, you know, there's 1,000, 2,000 people that you can actually go out and help. So I don't care if there's one person on this webinar. We just, you know, I have a saying, what's small is large, and what's large can often be small. So, you know, it's that drop in the ocean, one person at a time, and it's that ripple effect that's going to create change on the planet. So today's webinar is really just going to be about Ketopia. We did a longer one last week, and that was a summary of all the FG products. And I know there's actually nobody new on, so I'm just going to give a quick rundown of what Ketopia is, what it does, how it works, and I'm going to just really call it over to Rosemary and Sakshi. We're going to ring them live, and they're going to just give us their testimonials and just what they do every day, what their routine is, how they found it, how the whole system has benefited them, and what the result has been. So I'm just going to hand it over to you, Rosemary and Sakshi. But I do want to just talk a little bit about myself for those of you that don't know my background, and so you're comfortable with me, because I'm going to be presenting. We're going to have special guest speakers, we'll have naturopaths, we'll have all sorts of people on in the next few weeks, but I'm going to be hosting this, and I want to call Nadav over. Nadav is also my business colleague, Nadav Seller.
Hello.
So he's my technical support, and he's one of our members, and he's an amazing, amazing support. And he's helped put all the technical details of this together today. And him and his wife, Elfie, are very, very supportive and are part of Forever Green. And I don't think, well, they're never going to leave.
No.
They love it. But we'll have Nadav on another day. But meanwhile, he's here in the background, and just so you know that he's here for support. So I'm a journey practitioner. I have been doing journey work for 15 years. I trained with Brandon Bays, who wrote the best-selling book, The Journey. And, you know, I've seen many clients over years. You know, it's been incredibly deep work. I'm very humbled and privileged to get to work on such a deep level with so many people on Skype and in person. And really, journey work is all about getting to, you know, the core of you, getting to, you know, be this divine presence that we were born here to be, and to bring this essence into the world, and to be able to serve from this place of being totally authentic, totally us on every single level, so that we are totally aligned while we're in the physical body and living our life's purpose. So, you know, part of what I began to see was that a lot of people, you know, amazing healings, and I won't go into that. It's not what our webinar is about. And at the same time, people were asking me for support on the physical level too. They were always asking me for products. What am I doing? What am I taking? You know, can I recommend something, you know, for tiredness, or something that's, you know, natural? People would come to me, if only I could find something natural to help me with my pain. You know, that would be amazing. So when I came across Forever Green, I was with another company with an amazing seaweed drink. It was whole food, straight in the body, absorbed, you know, in the mucous membrane, and it helped my hot flushes. And I still take it. I love it. The issue was that it was only available in 5 countries, and there were people, there are 200 and something countries out there and people in the world that needed access to great products, and I couldn't, send them these bottles. It wasn't available in their country. So I did put out an intention and a prayer, about a year and a half ago for something to come to me that was high frequency, that was bioavailable, that did similar work in the body to what that product was doing, and that was easy for everyone to be able to access and order. And so the solar strips and the power strips came to me through a series of synchronicities. It was for my partner at the time, who was very ill, who needed pain relief, and the power strips came to me. And really, I only bought the products for him, for his pain, and it really did help him. And then this whole business sort of unfolded, because a lot of people, I started to refer it to many people, and everyone had great results. And the story goes from there. So Ketopia. Ketopia is it's a reset system. It's not a diet. I'll set up the problem first. We have a problem of obesity in America and in Australia, and 1 out of 5 people actually die from obesity-related diseases. And we have something now, and there were old sort of systems of diet, and people were, there were lots of systems that have been on the market for a while, and a lot of it has been, a lie. We went through the low-fat diet. Many people believed if you bought low-fat, that was going to help, but low-fat is very, very high in carbs and sugar, and it's not really all it's sort of. It really wasn't getting to the truth of what is going to help a person lose weight and keep it off, and having a very efficient use of fuel in the body for energy. So I'll start talking about what ketosis is. So Ketopia is a 10-day reset system. Dove, I'm going to need your help just with the slides here. Actually, no, I'm okay. I'm fine. So I hope you can all see the slides. Can you actually see the slides on the right? If someone can just respond, I just want to make sure everyone can see the slides. So we have a 10-day reset program. Thank you. So Ketopia is, for us, it is a great breakthrough. And I just want to talk about what it took for Forever Green to actually have this. They spent 2 years to get exogenous ketones, to have a product, which is the ketonic string, that is responsible for getting exogenous ketones in the body. And when there are ketones in the body, it means that your body, they're just chemicals. Ketones are just chemicals. That means that when they're in the body and when they show up in the urine, it means that your body is using fat for fuel instead of carbs and sugars. And what we know is that when we are actually burning sugars, you have to just imagine a fire, and I talked about this last week. When your body is eating carbs and sugars, you're going to have this cycle where you're going to just be craving more carbs and sugars, and you're going to put on weight, and the body's going to store fat because carbs turn into sugars. And when you put a sugar into a fire, imagine putting sugar into a fire. The fire burns, it goes psh, and then quickly goes down, and then you've got all these sort of toxins and residues. It's just a big singe, psh, and then it goes down, and you've got all this residue in the body, and it's not really being used by the body for efficient fuel. But if you put good fats like coconut oil into the fire, you have this huge fire, this huge flame, and it burns, and then it just disappears, and it's clean, and it leaves no residue, and the body is able to use it immediately as fuel, and there's no storage. And I want to talk, it might be a good time to talk about medium chain triglycerides, because as opposed to long chain triglycerides, because what the ketonic drink actually, there are 3 products in this program, and I'll go through it, but what the ketonic drink actually has in it, they're just basically MCT oils, and these are medium chain triglycerides, and I've just taken some notes so I can refer to them. But fats are basically molecules. They're made up of carbon atoms, and long chain triglycerides have more carbon atoms than medium chain triglycerides. So the difference is that the LCTs have 12 to 18 carbon atoms in length, and they're made up of 12 to 18 carbon atoms, and the MCTs are made up of 6 to 10 carbon atoms. So all that means that they're more rapidly used by the body and as fuel by all the organs and muscles and tissues. So if you can imagine eating, when you're having coconut oil and, grass-fed butter and, olive oil and avocados and fats, which are MCT, full of MCT oils, the body's going to use that. It's not going to store it. It's going to burn it quickly, use it as fuel, and there's no residue. So if you're using saturated fats and you're having all your, fatty meats and things that are LCTs, whatever's not if you're not exercising enough, whatever's not if you're not burning that, it gets stored in the body. So you're getting those love handles, you're getting fat stores, and the body will only go to those areas once it's used up and burnt all the sugars. If you've got a sugar burning body, it'll go to the sugars first before it actually gets to burning fat. So the whole basis of this program is changing your body from a sugar and carb abuse, from a body that abuses sugars and carbs, to a body that burns fat. And in order to do that, we need to eliminate all sugar and carbs from the body for 10 days. And for a lot of people to get into nutritional ketosis can take a long time. I mean, you can do it through diet, but basically a lot of people have to really sort of starve themselves, and they find it very difficult. And this is where the 10-day reset is a bridge. We call it, the tagline of this company is a bridge to Ketopia. So for people that find it really hard to fast, and it can take 4 to 6 weeks, and they get bad breath, and they find that they go through a really huge detox, this program is actually a godsend. It's a blessing, because in 10 days the body adapts, and once the body's adapted, then it's very easy to cross the bridge, and it is called crossing the bridge to Ketopia. To cross the bridge, by that time, most people find, and I know I found after my first 10 days, that I didn't even crave, all the cravings had disappeared. I didn't want carbs. I was very happy with a couple of keto meals and just to keep drinking, my ketonics drink. And it was just easy. It's just easy for people, and this is what we're finding. And when you hear the testimonials, most people will tell you the same thing. So let me go through the benefits of ketosis. So as I said, if you look at the slides, it's a metabolic state where the body's burning fat for energy rather than carbs, using fat rather than carbs and sugars. Fat offers the body 225% more energy than carbohydrates. And it's an amazing clean energy. And last week I compared it to driving a Tesla car as opposed to a diesel car. Clean energy, no residue, and everything's used. And you've got this amazing energy, this alertness, great for the brain. You get better energy, fewer cravings, balanced blood sugar with ketosis. Our bodies cannot reach ketosis usually without several days of fasting. And here you do drink the drink, and most people, if you buy these ketonic stick and you do your pee testing, within an hour and a half to 3 hours of drinking this drink, your ketones are showing up in the body and you're starting to burn fat. And this is unheard of. And the company took 2 years. The company that produced this is an exclusive patented formula, exclusive to Forever Green. The company that originally produced the drink took them 2 years to make this, and Forever Green was one of 50 companies. They were offering it to 50 companies, and Forever Green got the exclusive rights to this product. So we're very, very fortunate, and it's almost like we've got this onus to take it out to the world, because we're just very privileged to have this in our company. So let's go through the products. Ketonics drink, and please feel free to ask any questions along the way. So this is the drink. I've already talked about it. This is the Rolls Royce of the program. You take this in the morning. It's a drink that puts you into a state of nutritional ketosis within hours, within 1.5 to 3 hours. It's a blend of MCT oils, which I talked about, and it gives you exogenous ketones that are outside the body. You put it into body, and it increases your ketones and increases your fat burning ability. So we have that, and I'll just go through the products, and then I'll explain to you how you take it, at what intervals you actually take it. So the dough bites, you can bake the dough bites. They come packets like this. You can eat them raw, or you can bake them. And we recommend for women that are postmenopausal, it's just more easily digested, is what we found, to actually bake it. You bake it for 10 minutes, and it's a delicious cookie. I embed walnuts and seeds, nuts and seeds in it, just to make it more interesting. and I eat it. So again, the dough bite is, that's okay, you can still hear me, I'm back. Zero impact carb, it's full of fiber, prebiotics, it's really good to drink with lots of water. It's very, very high fiber. I think, is it 19 grams of fiber? Grams. It's amazing. Massive. Yeah, massive, lots of fiber. You do need to have water with it, obviously, with the whole program. It keeps you in ketosis. It's got 24-karat chocolate. It's a dark chocolate. It's full of antioxidants. It's a really amazing chocolate the company's created. Just very, very dark chocolate that's good for you. And so it balances your insulin levels, reduces cravings. And I know that when I have this, I am full. I am full for hours. I have no cravings. I'm satisfied. For a lot of people that are used to sweet, but it's not. It's phantom. So you have your ketonics drink. And you sip it. So I've been sipping it since about 10 o'clock. So you sip it for an hour and a half. You eat. You don't eat anything. Once you have this, you wait your 3 hours. The next thing is to have dough bite. Now, I tell people if they want their cup of coffee a day, too much coffee will take you out of ketosis, but if you want 1 cup of good coffee, organic coffee, whatever you're having, have it with cream, have it with good fats, because milk is a carb. And I often, when I have my dough bite, that's when I have my coffee. I like my 1 coffee a day. That's my little treat, and I have it with my dough bite, with all to have a fat burning body and burn fat. You're using fat. We have the Fix Shake. Now, the Fix Shake is an amazing, delicious shake. It's also got the 24-karat chocolate. It's a meal replacement. It also keeps you in ketosis. It supports the whole reset program, and it has very high quality ingredients. So it's got 30 organic fruits and vegetables in it. And I'll just go through, I just want to go through the benefits of the Fix, and I'll just go through some of the vegetables because I think it's really good for you to know what's in it. So there's an organic vegetable blend of carrots, broccoli, tomato, cucumber, kale, spinach, parsley, cabbage, celery, cauliflower, green bell peppers, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, onion, garlic, ginger, many different fruits, and it's got a probiotic blend, lots of chromium to balance the blood sugar, vitamins A, B1, B2, B6, and B12. And some of the benefits of Fix, again, it's balancing blood sugar, enhancing muscle endurance and joint health, assists in energy and weight loss, supports immune function, promotes the good bacteria in the gut, which is really important, and has amino acids and protein for overall health. And it's supporting optimal metabolic function for maximum weight loss and weight control. So it will increase the metabolism to help you stay in fat burning mode for longer. So that's the Fix. Okay, then we've got Ketopia. Now this is an extra product. It's an optimizer. So the digestive enzymes and the Ketopia are optimizers. So Nadav, if you pass me the box of, we basically get a box of 3 products. So you've got, this is your, I call it the skeleton of the program. So you've got ketonics, in that order, ketonics, dough bite, and Fix. And you wait 3 hours, and it's very important not to eat for 3 hours in between these 3 products. If you need to have food or extra nuts or, and then you have a healthy meal. I forgot to talk about the healthy meal for dinner. So at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, you're having, basically the whole program is about 60 to 65% fat, 25% protein, and about 5% carbs. Okay, so approximately. So dinner, the balanced dinner that I have, you usually choose a protein. So it can be fish, some sort of meat. If you're vegetarian, you have, all your vegetarian options. Whatever you usually have, small amount of protein the size of a palm, and load up with really good salads and vegetables from the low carbohydrate list. So there is we can send you, and there is for those of you who are members of Forever Green in the back office, there is a food list of low carb vegetables that you would have with the meal and salads. And usually, the basic vegetables I have: broccoli, kale, spinach, asparagus, lettuce, celery, And then I have it with my good fats. I have avocado. I might have nuts. I might have a nut mix on my salad, and I load it up with coconut oil. You know, I'll my fish and coconut oil. You have your good fats, olive oil, lots of olive oil on the salad, butter with the vegetables. Really, really simple, very satisfying. And if I want something, I mean, the most important thing is the 3 hour gap between each of those products is important because that's when the body is burning the fat. So you don't want to sort of snack in those 3 hours. If you want to have a snack, an extra, you know, celery, you want to have a bite of celery when you're having your dough bite or when you're having your fig shake. Very important in the fig shake too, that you don't just have it with water, that you load this up with good fats. So you put coconut oil in it, you might blend it with a bar mix with your NutriBullet with nuts. You can put some nuts in it, some, you know, cream. If you don't have cream, you might want to put avocado in it or coconut oil, so that you're loading it up with good fats. So you're really satisfied for 3 hours. And what I found that, you know, in my 2 resets, that there's absolutely no hunger. I'm totally satisfied. Some days I'm so satisfied I don't even have my dough bite because I can't even fit it into the day. I'm full. So that's basically the routine. I'll go through the digestive enzymes. Keto PM is an extra. It's something that keeps you in ketosis overnight. You have a drop. I have a dropperful before I go to bed. Again, it's got hemp oil, MCT oils, the medium chain triglycerides. I have it, and I sleep so deeply. I dream. I have the most amazing, vivid dreams. It's amazing. The unconscious is just clearing a lot of stuff. The dreams, I write them in my dream journal. It is an amazing, I just find this amazing. I find that the nights that I don't take it now, I sleep a little bit more shallow, and it helps you stay in fat burning mode overnight. So great product, but again, it doesn't come in the Ketopia pack. It's an optional extra that you can purchase when you're a member. Amazing too, and that's also an extra that we really recommend with the program, because what we're finding is that there are some people, if they're not mineralized, and I won't go into the solar strips, but I take 2 solar strips a day, and I'm giving myself minerals. I'm drenching my body in bioavailable minerals every day. So my body is able to utilize, you know, it's able to break down fat. It's high functioning. But for some people that don't have good quality trace minerals in their body, they find, you know, for a small amount of people, we have had, if they're not drinking enough water, there has been some issues of constipation. So very rare, but maybe 1 to 3% of people have this. And if they do, they usually need more digestive enzymes. And the enzymes are like, we call them cleanzymes. They're basically the spark plugs that help all the metabolic function happen. But in order for enzymes to work in the body, in order for these spark plugs to work, you need minerals, because the basis of every enzyme action in the body, to make the enzymes work, you need trace minerals. And we know that the solar strips have over 80 trace minerals, amino acids, essential fatty acids, omega-3s and 6s. So, you know, we do, you know, I always say that if you're going to be high maintenance in an area of your life, be high maintenance in health, because if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. So solar strips are really important. Enzymes, also very important. And again, I'll go through, I'll just, you know, I can't really memorize everything, and I want to do justice to these enzymes. So I'll just, and everything I'm reading, you can print out in your back office in the library. There are fact sheets on every single product. So as members, you know this, and you can share this with your team and with your customers. So basically, enzymes, they're spark plugs, as I said, that initiate chemical reactions in our bodies. They help build new cells and tissues as required, while also removing all the wastes, especially during weight loss and detoxification. So when people are detoxing, often it does take about, for some people, it might take 48 to 70 something hours to be in ketosis. So the enzymes, you know, you may still be in a sugar burning mode for the first, 24, 48 hours till the body is cleaned out and is in fat burning mode. And I'll actually give you a personal story of myself. Yesterday, I did my 10-day reset, and yesterday I had a break. And I didn't really eat carbs. I just didn't have my ketonics drink yesterday morning. And I actually tested my urine in the afternoon, late in the afternoon. It was in the evening, and I thought, oh, I'm probably not in ketosis. I haven't had the drink, and I wasn't eating so well. I mean, I wasn't eating badly, but I wasn't as strict as I've been for the 10 days. And I lost another kilo, by the way. So my goal is to get down to 47.5 kilo, and I'm now 48 kilo. I started out at 52, and I'm short, so I'm not going to lose mega pounds. I'm 4 foot 11 and a half, not even 5 foot. And my teenage weight, my healthy weight as a teenager growing up was 47 kilo, 40. And I'm 50 now, so to get to 48 kilo now, and yesterday for a millisecond, I could see the 47 and a half. I was sort of flipping between 47 and a half and 48. So I'm very happy. But the point is, I did my pea stick in the afternoon yesterday, and I wasn't on the ketonic drink, and I was totally in ketosis still, and right in the middle of the sweet. I was in the sweet spot of ketosis yesterday. Hadn't been on the drinks, so and I haven't really tested myself yet today. But I'm sensing that I am now keto adapted. So if I stay, stick to keto meals and don't have carbs, or stick to really minimum carbs on those cheat days. And I believe, I believe in a healthy balance. I believe if you're 85% clean, you can have occasionally those days when you have a tiny bit of carb, you have a birthday or something, and I believe in the 10% rule that you can indulge in, and if you're clean, that it's not going to make a difference at all. So that's basically the program. I'm not going to talk about, I want to hand it over to the people that are on the program, and I'm wondering if I can get their voices on, or whether I can just ring Rosemary or Sakshi. I might just try and give you guys a call and put you on speaker. If there are any questions, please dial in or chat. But basically, if you're new, you need to just speak to the person who told you about this webinar. They have a website. You go onto their website. There are great specials. Basically, a pack of Ketopia is about $149 US. Once you're a member, it becomes 119. And you can go back to back. If you've got questions, we can have a question and answer session at another time. We're basically doing the webinar at this time so the USA and Canada can hop on board. But next week we will be doing this Australian time at 7 p.m. on Wednesday night, because the last time we had a webinar for Australians, we had about 28 people. We do get more people on. It is 11 o'clock now and people are working. So this is really for all the new people in the US and Canada. So I'm going to ring Rosemary. I'm going to call Rosemary. I need to put my phone back on off airplane mode. So Rosemary, are you ready? I'm just going to call you, and then I'm going to call Sakshi, and we can have you on speaker, and you can just tell your story. Can we get Rosemary speaking actually on the webinar? We'll try and get your voice, and if we can't, we're just going to call you, and we'll put you on speaker. So Rosie. Hi Rosemary. Now there's a little bit of an echo. Can people hear Rosemary?
I'm here.
Yeah, we have a bit of an echo. All right, we'll see how we go. This is what happens when you're doing live stuff. All right, that's okay. If you can speak, and I'm just hoping people can hear you.
I think there's a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, it's a bit of a squeak. All right, well, let's just see what we can do. We're going to try and get you to sort of speak. We're going to try you in question and answer mode. Let's just give it another minute. Can you get into question and answer mode?
Oh, no.
All right, I think we're in question and answer mode, so you may be able to speak online now. If there's a question, if anyone's got questions,
Hold on.
no, we'll turn it off. We'll just ring Rosemary. I'm just going to call you again, Rosemary, and just see what we can do.
Hello?
Yeah, that's fine. That's actually good. There's no echo now. Nadav, let's turn that off. And could you tell your story, Rosemary, just your results on Ketopia and just how you found the program and what happened to you and all the people you've referred to?
Well, first, I'm not a practitioner. My experience is just as a normal person that was interested to be a healthy
still echo, yeah. Can't hear it all. Yeah, you know what we might do? We might leave it, Rosemary. If you can just put in the chat room, if you can just dial in, just write down your results, how much weight you lost, how many resets you did, just so people can get a, we'll have you on live next week. I'd love you on live here Wednesday night with us so you can tell your story. But basically, if you can just tell people how much weight you lost, what was the best benefit of Ketopia that you found for yourself. And maybe Sakshi, if you could do the same thing, because Sakshi's a type 2 diabetic, and she lost 6.5 kilos and her blood sugar levels really stabilized. So if you could both do that, and people can just see it in the chat box. And then we're having Denise on live next week with Rosemary and hopefully Sakshi on Wednesday night. So just keep going, Rosie. How much weight have you lost? You started early January with a group of friends. 3 kilograms in each reset. Thank you. That's fantastic. Close to 10 kilograms down. Yeah, Rosie lost 3K. She has a friend who's shed 16 kilograms. Kilograms, what's that in pounds, Rosemary? That's about 30 pounds. We're just going to convert it to Canada and the USA. So 3 kilograms is about 6 pounds. Yeah, 2.2. Yeah, so you can work it out. And yeah, Rosie, thank you for sharing that. That's precious. And just tell us how you feel and what has been the biggest benefit for you. And while you're doing that, I'll just, I mean, I know for me, the energy levels have been amazing, the brain clarity. We've got someone mowing the lawn outside now. Nadav, maybe you can go out there and tell them to hold for 5 minutes. I've got someone mowing. These are the things that happen when you go live. Someone's mowing the lawn right in front of my house. So there's noise. A friend's son in the US said shed 6 kilograms. Was that in one reset, Rosie? Rosie's loving others, helping others gain better health. Fantastic, Rosie. And I know you look wonderful. Rosemary will actually be here next week. I don't know. We'll have to convert the time to LA time, but we're going to do, Rosemary will be on live at 7:30 Wednesday night. Is that correct? I've seen Rosie. She just looks amazing. I think how long has it been since you've been this weight, Rosie? And I know Rosemary's that type of person that really wants to help others. And it's about saving lives. It's not, what I've learned with Ketopia, it's not just about weight loss. It's really about how people are feeling and all the side effects that, you know, the decrease in blood sugar and the energy and the brain clarity, how all of these oils, what I didn't mention actually, there's been an amazing study that when the body's looking for fat, it's actually going to the arteries. It's actually going to the arteries and pulling the fat from the arteries because it's looking for fat to burn. And when it pulls the fat from the arteries, you're getting better heart health. So this is an amazing benefit, how we can help people with, you know, heart disease and clean out the arteries. The other thing, Dr. Veach, I did mention last week that there's been a study by Dr. Veach that the people that are in ketosis, in nutritional ketosis, actually are prevention against radiation. So they're not taking on radiation, which is an amazing benefit. It's also great for epilepsy. In 1929, there were amazing studies. Doctors were putting people on a ketogenic diet to help with their epilepsy. And we know that ketogenic diet does help people who are going through cancer, because it starves the body of sugar, and it helps the body to become more alkaline. Great, Rosie. So many years, maybe 6 or 7 years. She says it's been 6 or 7 years since she's been this weight. Fantastic. Thank you. And now I'm going to ask Sakshi to talk about her results. If you can just type in how your blood sugar levels have changed. Sakshi is she's very successful in the corporate world. She came and spoke at our meeting last night, and she's had an amazing result with Ketopia. Her goal is to lose 25 kg, and she's on her 2nd or 3rd reset at the moment. So Sakshi is saying she doesn't crave for sugar and carbs anymore. Yes, she's in the and her blood sugar levels have stabilized, and she's just writing her results now. And apologies again, we're pioneers. Just know we're all pioneers. So we're going to have these witches, and it's all about process, not perfection, and it's all about humanity and vulnerability, and we are very vulnerable going live. So this is going to happen, and it's still amazing. And you know, there's no expectation or how this should be, could be, ought to be. It is as it is. Ron Williams has a saying. He's the founder of our company, and he says our next work is our best work. So it doesn't matter what's happened in the past, it's what we do as today. He says our prime is now. Our prime is this moment, moving forward as of now. So yes, she says with Ketopia, her sugar is balanced and sitting at 9 mmol non-fasting. What was it before, Sakshi? If we can scroll back. So that's fantastic. That is a fantastic result. 9 mmol non-fasting. And what was it before you started Ketopia? 22 mmol. So that's shifted from 22 to 9. That's fantastic. That is an amazing result. Just being on Ketopia, and also taking power strips and solar strips. Okay, so it went from 22 to 12.6, then to 9. Amazing result. And Sakshi, are you able to be on next Wednesday? Are you able to be on next Wednesday night? Are you able to come to our little studio here to maybe be on live next Wednesday night at 7:30 with Rosie, so we can have you in front of the camera? Would that be possible? That would be amazing. Just getting a reply. Do you stay on this weight loss program long term? Well, okay, I'll put it over to Rosie and Sakshi to answer that, but you can do it many different ways. A lot of people just do it once, and that they've crossed the bridge, and because it makes you understand how to eat keto style. So people start to eat better. A lot of people just go eat normally afterwards. A lot of people do a few programs back to back. A lot of people do 10 days every month for 3 months, or however many months, till they get to their ideal weight. And a lot of people just purchase, they don't buy the whole ketonics pack with all the 3 products, but they purchase, you can get a 28 pack of ketonics drinks, half orange, half raspberry. So you can get 14 raspberry cream flavor, which I actually love. Some of the packs come half now, 14 raspberry, 14 orange. And a lot of people just buy one of those packs, and they just do the 10 days as needed. So it's very, very flexible. It's about being intuitive and really being in tune with your body and listening to what your body needs. I have days, after I did my first 10-day reset, I'd go on it for 2 days. You can watch the replay. We're just sharing stories now. People are typing their results on Ketopia in the chat box. So we've got Sakshi and Rosemary typing their results. And we've just had a question from Val Dawes, who's from Canada. It's really great to have you on, because this is for the Canadian and American audience. Do you stay on this program long term? You can. There's nothing wrong with it, but you don't have to. And you can just eat normally, and most people find that they're eating more keto style, and they use elements of the program. So I know some days when I went off it, I just felt like a dough bite instead of lunch, or I felt like a fix shake. So I'd I'd be using elements of the program. So you can go into the back office and order a box of the dough bites and a box of ketonics drink and just have that at your place and just intuitively do it as you need it. I'm finding now that I'm loving the strawberry drink. At least I'm just drinking this in the morning, and I do have a 28 pack of ketonics and just having it most mornings. Some mornings I'll probably get busy and I may not drink it. And then when my body, if I feel I'm going off track or I feel I need to be pulled in, um, I'll, I'll drink it. I don't know what other people are doing, but it is very, very flexible. And I know a lot of people that have lost a lot of weight. I actually didn't show you some of the photos. I will show you the photos now of some of the before and after pictures. Can we get rid of, I just need to be going. Rosemary says, my friend has the dough bites. Yes, and has continued to shed weight since she did the 2 resets. So, and she just, I know that's Di Mason. She orders dough bites every month and she's just maintained her weight. And instead of going for chocolate, she just, when she wants something sweet, she'll have a dough bite. And it's very low impact carb and she's satisfied. And she's staying in ketosis. Yeah. Just want to close that. I want to show you some before and after pictures. Did show them last week. And Dale's just helping me out because we've lost the page. We've got some amazing before and after pictures. It's just coming up. Well, they're not coming up.
It's okay, hold on.
The Dove's helping me out. That's okay. We can bring you some pictures next week. I'm very happy to share my photos. And I'm sure Rosie can share her photos. And we've got some photos. Ah, here it is. I don't know if you can see that. These are some before and after pictures. So from day 1 to 10, you can see the lady in the middle. How the other thing is people lose a lot of inches. A lot of people, doesn't show. Don't really be a slave to the scales because it's the propensity for heart disease is what men's and women's waist size is. And I've actually got some statistics. I've got some statistics. Waist size is dangerous for men. If men's waist size is 37 to 40 inches, that's they're very close to getting heart disease. They're closer to getting heart attack. And for women, it's obesity. To be obese, it's 31 to 34 inches. So a lot of people they don't lose so much weight on the scales, but they lose masses of inches and centimetres. And that's definitely what I lost, I think, 19 centimetres overall on my body. I don't know how much you lost, Rosie, but it's actually going to prevent a lot of heart disease just by being on the program. And even if, a lot of the time people are not seeing so much weight loss because they're getting more muscle definition. I don't know if you can see, being a bit of a show off here. I'm getting a lot more, can you see that line? I mean, I didn't have that before. I'm getting a lot more definition and I'm not doing much gym. I might do a little bit of yoga a couple of times a week, but I'm getting definition in my arms, in my legs. You can see that, can't you? I just want you to see that you get regrouped. So your whole body shape changes and often it won't show up so much on the scale, but it'll show up in centimetres or inches in the US and you will get more definition. So, I mean, I know you guys get this. So have a look at Rolf on the bottom. Rolf is Krista's husband. She's a naturopath that we refer to. She's in Australia in the Gold Coast. And I think Rolf's lost now 12 to 15K, and he's looking really great. And he's done, I think, 2 or 3 resets now. And then we've got an amazing guy there. We've got Brad Hager. If you look at the before and after picture, I'll point to it over here. That's Brad Hager. I met him 2 weeks ago at the conference, and he's lost, I think it was over 30 pounds, and he's looking amazing. And people are just looking at him and, what are you doing? And, the reset packs are walking out the door because he's a living example of what you can look like after you've done Ketopia, and he just feels amazing. His energy is just, he's going 110 miles an hour. So Thank you, everyone. If there's any questions, officially we're going to close now because I want to honour the time, and we have been on for 46 minutes. Thank you for being here. Next week it will be shorter. It'll be 30 minutes, and we'll have 2 live testimonials, and it'll just be follow-on. And then we'll go back to, it'll be 7:30 on a Wednesday night. You can look at your time converter, Australian time, and I don't know what that's going to be, LA time, but it will be recorded. So next week's webinar will be intended for the Australian audience. Can I ask, what are MCT oils? Okay, so I did cover that. So they're medium chain triglycerides. Okay, so what medium chain triglycerides do? They're molecules. They're molecules. They're compounds. And I'll go back to my notes with the medium chain triglycerides. So they're basically, they're a form of fat with much better health benefits. So it's coconut oil. It's all the good oils. And what they actually do is when you put them into your body, they're the good fats that you put into your body. They're like exogenous ketones. You're putting in to help you burn fat quicker. So the long chain triglycerides are these saturated fats. They're the margarines, and they're the fats that are not good for you. And they have 12 to 18 carbon atoms, whereas the medium chain ones have 6 to 10. So they're more rapidly absorbed by the body. They're good fats that are used by the body to burn fat. Okay, that's simply that. They're amazing fats that have medium chains. They're converted much, they help the body burn fat a lot quicker, and they don't leave toxins or residue. And they can't be stored. Long chain triglycerides can be stored. So if you have excess, if you have too much of all the fats that come from meats and other sources that aren't good for you, saturated fats, even if you run and exercise, if you don't burn it off, if you don't do enough exercise to burn it off, it will be stored in the body as fat. Whereas MCTs, they get used straight away by the body. They can't get stored. They get metabolized really quickly. Instantly used by the body as a fuel source, and it's not stored as fat, but immediately used as fuel by organs and muscles. Does that answer your question about the MCT oils? So they're really, and there's a heap of them in the ketonics drink. It's putting that into your body to make you a fat-burning body, to turn you into this fat-burning furnace. The other thing I've noticed, I don't know if you guys that know me can see, my skin's a lot better. I'm 50, and I just feel my skin's a lot better because you're putting, the good oils are great for the brain and they're amazing for the skin. So my skin's feeling really hydrated, and I feel I'm looking younger. I do feel I'm looking younger. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you Sakshi and Rosemary, and thank you everybody for participating. And we'll see you next week at 7:30 on Wednesday night Australian time. But we'll post it. Please go onto the Ketonics Facebook page so you're updated and you hop on the correct link. Thank you everyone. And Nadav, you want to say goodbye? Thanks for all your help.
Bye everybody.
Yeah, apologies for all the glitches, and we'll improve it next time.
Exactly. It's always going to get better.
Get better and better. Every day in every way, it's getting better and better. Okay. See you everybody. Let's just stay on so everyone can say goodbye. Thanks everyone. Bye. Bye, Rosie.